You know, that particular exhaustion that has nothing to do with sleep. The one that a full night in bed does not touch, because it does not live in the body the way physical tiredness does. It lives somewhere deeper, in the place where certainty should be, where steadiness should be, where the simple knowledge that you are loved should be, but isn't, or isn't reliably, or isn't consistently enough for you to rest in. Constantly wondering where you stand. That is perhaps the most draining experience of all. Not the moments of obvious difficulty, not the arguments or the silences or the days when things are clearly wrong, but the ordinary days. The days when you can't quite tell, when they seem fine, but something is different, and you can't name it, and you spend hours, sometimes days, turning it over in your mind, trying to identify what you did, what you said, whether the distance is real or imagined, temporary or permanent, whether this is the beginning of the end, or simply a Tuesday. You checked your phone more than was good for you. You reread messages looking for subtext, for shifts in tone, for anything that might tell you whether you were safe or in danger, relationally speaking. You analyzed the response time. You noticed when they used to use your name and now they don't. You noticed when the warmth was present and when it wasn't. You are not paranoid. You are hungry, and hunger makes every detail matter. Because when you are emotionally starving, even the smallest changes in supply register with acute sensitivity. Emotional starvation is real. When you have not received consistent warmth, consistent reassurance, consistent evidence that you are truly and safely loved. When what you have received instead is intermittent, conditional, available in good moments, and withdrawn in difficult ones. Your entire system orients toward the question of supply, like a plant that has been inconsistently watered. You don't know when the next rain is coming, and so you can't afford to not pay attention. You can't afford to relax. Every day is a scanning of the sky for clouds. And in this state, you learn to accept the bare minimum. Not because you wanted to, not because you thought you deserved only a little, but because the bare minimum was what was available, and you were hungry, and a little water is better than none. You accepted inconsistency and called it unpredictability. You accepted absence and called it giving them space. You accepted silence when you deserved conversation, distance when you deserved closeness, ambiguity when you deserved clarity. And each time you accepted less than you needed, a small part of you became more convinced that less was all you were going to get. That conviction is the wound, not the relationship itself, not the person who gave you less than you deserved. The wound is what it taught you about yourself, the story it confirmed or created that said, this is the level of love available to someone like you. This is what you can expect. This is what you have been allocated. You have been living inside that story for long enough that it has started to feel like fact. It is not fact. It is the residue of insufficient love, worn smooth by repetition, until it looks like truth. You were not built for emotional starvation. You were built for abundance, for warmth that does not require decoding, for love that does not require surviving, for presence that is consistent, and care that does not need to be rationed. This is where the story changes. Not because the pain is over. Not because everything that has been difficult becomes easy. Not because you will wake up tomorrow having shed all of it. The patterns, the fears, the reflexes that were built over years of experience and will not be undone in a single night of listening. The story changes more quietly than that. It changes in a moment of recognition. A moment like this one, perhaps, when something in you says, yes, that is true. That is what has been happening, and that is not what I am worth. Boundaries. The word can feel aggressive, can feel like something that belongs to people who are less accommodating than you, less loving, less willing to be flexible and generous and understanding. But that is not what boundaries are. A boundary is not a wall. It is not rejection. It is not a refusal to love. A boundary is a statement about what you are able to receive and what you are not. It is the honest acknowledgement that you have a self, a specific, particular, valuable self, that has needs and limits and a right to be protected. Setting a boundary is not an act of aggression. It is an act of self-respect. It is saying, I matter enough to be honest about what I can and cannot hold. Emotional safety is not a luxury. You may have been taught implicitly that it was. That wanting a relationship to feel safe was asking for too much. That the normal state of intimacy involved a certain amount of anxiety and uncertainty and vigilance. But emotional safety, the basic experience of being able to be yourself without fearing the consequences, of being able to express your feelings without bracing for punishment or withdrawal, of being able to need something and ask for it without it threatening the entire relationship, is not extra. It is the floor. It is the minimum. And you deserve not the minimum, but far more than the minimum. Self-respect. After years of offering your respect outward, to others, to their needs, to their comfort, to their preferences, self-respect can feel almost selfish, almost presumptuous, as though you would be claiming something that wasn't rightfully yours. But self-respect is not something you claim. It is something you return to. It was always there, underneath all the editing and the suppressing and the apologizing. It was the thing that kept saying, this doesn't feel right. It was the thing that kept noticing the gap between how you were being treated and how you deserved to be treated. That part of you was right. It has always been right. And now you get to start listening to it. Self-trust is the quiet courage of believing your own perceptions. After years of being told that you overreact, that you misread things, that your sense of what is happening is distorted by your emotions, You may have learned to doubt yourself, to dismiss your instincts before you can act on them, to ask permission from the world before you are allowed to trust your own experience. But your instincts are data. Your feelings are information. The sense of unease you feel when something is wrong is not you being dramatic. It is your nervous system doing exactly what it is designed to do. Inner peace, not the forced calm of someone who has suppressed everything uncomfortable until nothing moves on the surface. Not the performance of serenity, but the real thing. The experience of being at home in yourself, of not needing to manage yourself constantly, of being able to feel what you feel, name it, hold it, and release it, without any of it destroying you or anyone around you. Of being able to simply be present, alive, whole, without apology. That peace is available to you. It is not for other people. It is for you too. You are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to say, this is not enough for me. You are allowed to leave what is hurting you. You are allowed to ask for what you need without guilt. You are allowed to trust yourself. You are allowed simply to be loved. I want to say some things to you now. Not as instructions. Not as a list of things to fix or work on or improve. Just as truths that I believe with everything I have. Truths about who you are and what you deserve and what was never the right story about you, even when everyone seemed to be telling it. You were never too much. The people who found you too much were simply not enough. Not enough range, not enough depth, not enough capacity for the full human experience that you brought to every room you entered. Your fullness was not the problem. Their limitations were. And you are not responsible for their limitations. Even if you spent years trying to manage yourself down to a size they could comfortably contain. You were never difficult to love. You were difficult to love for people who did not know how to love, who had their own walls, their own wounds, their own patterns of distance and ambivalence and conditional warmth. It was not that love was difficult because of who you are. It was that they had not yet learned, or were not yet willing, to do the work that love requires. That is not a statement about your lovability. It is a statement about their readiness. Your emotions are human. Every feeling you have ever been made to feel ashamed of. Every tear that was called manipulation. Every worry that was called overthinking. Every need that was called demanding. Every response that was called overreacting. Those are emotions. Just emotions. They are not character flaws. They are not weapons. They are not evidence that you are too much. They are the natural, automatic, human response of a person with a heart that is working exactly as it was designed to work. The shame you feel about feeling things is not yours. It was given to you. And you can give it back. Your sensitivity is beautiful. I know it has not always felt that way. I know it has felt like a liability more than a gift. Something to manage. Something to apologize for. Something that made you more vulnerable in a world that often rewards hardness. But sensitivity is the root of every good thing. Empathy, art, deep friendship, the ability to truly witness another person, the capacity for love that goes beyond the surface. The world needs people who feel things. The world needs you. Your sensitivity is not your weakness. It is one of your most remarkable strengths. You deserved care. Not care that had to be justified or requested repeatedly or negotiated. Not care that arrived late and inconsistently and required your gratitude, even when it fell short of what you needed. But real care, the kind that pays attention without being asked, that shows up before you have to say you are struggling, that takes your well-being seriously, not as a favor, but as a basic expression of love. You deserve that. You still do. You deserved consistency, not perfection. Nobody is asking for perfection, but consistency, the reliable, grounding experience of someone who loves you in the same way across different days, in different moods and different circumstances. Who does not love you warmly on good days and disappear when things are difficult? Who is there in the way that allows your nervous system to finally, actually, rest? You deserve that. Every single day. You deserve that. You deserved emotional safety. The right to feel what you feel without punishment. The right to need what you need without it becoming an argument. The right to be the full, complicated, feeling version of yourself. And to still be loved. Not despite that, but including that. Including all of it. The tears and the worries, and the 3 a.m. messages, and the moments when you are not okay, and the needs you sometimes struggle to articulate, all of it. You deserved someone who could hold all of it with you, gently, without making you feel like a burden for having it. You deserved love that did not require self-abandonment. Love that allowed you to remain yourself, to have your own opinions, your own needs, your own edges, and your own softness, and your own way of moving through the world. Love that did not ask you to become smaller in order to be acceptable. Love that met you where you were, as you were, without a renovation plan. That kind of love exists. It is real. It is possible. And it is what you were always meant to have. You came here tonight for a reason. Maybe you don't know exactly what the reason is. Maybe you would describe it only as a feeling, a pull, a vague sense that you needed to hear something, though you couldn't have said what. But some part of you knew. Some part of you has always known the things we have been talking about tonight. Has always known that the story you were told about yourself was not the true story. Has always known that the way you were treated was not the way you deserved to be treated. Has always known that you were more than what they saw. That part of you kept going, through all of it, through the years of being too much and not enough, through the emotional rejection and the abandonment fears, through the eggshell walking and the self-erasure, through the people-pleasing and the exhaustion, and the terrible particular ache of emotional starvation. That part of you kept going, kept the fire lit, kept the door open, kept the knowledge, however faint, however buried, that there was more available than this. You are still here. That matters more than you know. I want to say something about the people who did not love you the way you deserve to be loved. Not to excuse them, not to minimize what their limitations cost you, but to offer you, perhaps, a different frame for understanding it. Most of the people who made you feel too much, too difficult, too hard to love, they were not doing it intentionally. They were doing it from their own wounds, their own histories, their own patterns of emotional unavailability, learned in their own households from their own experiences of love that was conditional or inconsistent or absent. They could not give you what they did not have. They could not offer you emotional safety they had never themselves experienced. They could not love you fully because they had never been taught how. That does not make what happened to you acceptable. It does not mean you were wrong to need what you needed. It does not mean you should go back or forgive before you were ready, or make peace with treatment that was genuinely harmful to you. It means only this: the problem was not you. It was never you. The story that said you were hard to love, that story was not an objective assessment of who you are. It was the story that people with limited capacity told about a person whose needs exceeded what they were able to meet. You were not the problem. You were simply looking for love in places where the capacity for it was not sufficient. And now, here, tonight, in this place, in this quiet, I want to offer you something. Not instructions, not a program, not a series of steps toward a version of yourself that is somehow more deserving of love than the one you already are. Just this. Permission. Permission to believe that you were never the problem. Permission to put down the weight of every apology you did not owe, every need you suppressed, every version of yourself you edited for someone else's comfort. Permission to be as full, as feeling, as complicated, as sensitive, as deeply human as you actually are. Without apology, without justification, without a single caveat. Permission to need permission, to ask permission to say, this is not enough for me, and I deserve more. Permission to rest from the vigilance, from the monitoring, from the endless, exhausting work of earning a love that was always supposed to be freely given. Permission to trust that the right love, when it comes, when you find it, when you allow yourself to recognize it, will not ask you to perform, will not require your constant management, will will not threaten to leave. Every time you are too much, will simply be there, warmly, consistently, gently, there. You are going to heal from this, not all at once, not in a single night, but gradually, in the way that all real healing happens. A little more truth here, a little more self-compassion there, a little more trust in your own perceptions, a little more willingness to say, I deserve better than this. And one day, not today maybe, but one day, you are going to find yourself in a moment of ordinary love that doesn't hurt, that doesn't cost you anything, that simply feels like, yes, this is what I always deserved. And you will know it, not because it is perfect, but because it is safe. And because, for the first time in a long time, you are not afraid. You were never too much. You were never difficult to love. You were never the problem. You simply spent too long trying to receive love from people who did not have enough of it to give. People whose own wounds made them emotionally unavailable. Not cruel, not deliberate, but limited. And their limitations were real. And the cost of those limitations fell on you, on your self-image, on your sense of what you deserved, on the quiet, persistent belief that something about you made love harder to offer. That belief was never the truth. It was always a lie, dressed in the language of love. And maybe now, your healing begins. The moment you finally stop believing you were the problem. Take your time tonight. You don't have to be anywhere. You don't have to be anything other than exactly what you are. Just breathe. Just rest. Just let the truth settle in you at whatever pace it needs to settle. You are not hard to love. You never were. The world simply had not yet found the people who knew how to love you the way you deserved. But they exist. And you, with your full and feeling, an extraordinary heart, exist too. And that meeting, when it comes, is gonna feel like finally, like, oh, so this is what it was supposed to be. Like, I knew it. I always knew it. Like, I was right to hold on.